Hello, my name is Thomas Norton, and I work in the Educational Technology Department at BJU Press. Today I'm going to show you a tool called Ziplet. Ziplet is a really cool, quick kind of check-in app that allows you to ask questions. It works best for things like warm-ups or doing a quick check-in with your students halfway through a lesson or at the end of the lesson to see if they understood what was going on or if they're still struggling a little bit and need some help on a certain subject. So when you log in and create your Ziplet account, you'll have the option here to create a class. So the first thing you need to do is go over here to the plus button and click Create a Class. There are two different types of Ziplet classes. So the first one is what's called a Connect class. So in this class, students have their own login. They will go to ziplet.com and create an account with their email and then put in a code to become part of your class. And the other option is what's called a Go class over here on the right. Um, this is really designed for younger students or students that maybe don't have an email or maybe they don't all have their own devices. They're using shared iPads or whatever. Um, and so for this, students don't have to create an account for each question. They'll access the class with a PIN. So they'll put a number in and then they'll have an option to put their name in before they go in and answer the question. So those are the differences between the two classes. There's a couple more differences in how the classes work. Obviously, with the Connect class, you're able to uh, reply to students there. So since the students have their own accounts and can see your replies to their work, then they can go in and see your replies and send messages back and forth to you. With a Go class, you won't have that option, but you will be able to see the work that each of your students turn in. So once you have your classes created, and you'll notice here I have two different classes, my Algebra 2 class that's set up as a Connect class, and the first grade class over there on the right, that's set up as a Go class, just so we can see the two differences. Once we're done creating our classes, we'll go over here again to our plus button and ask a question. There are, well, first we'll choose which class. I'm going to choose both of them again, just so we can see the differences in how the questions work. Ziplet will pull up some questions that they've created that you can use, or you can type in your own question. If you upgrade to Ziplet Plus for I think it's about $5 a month, you can add images to your questions as well. We'll go down here to one of the popular questions and we'll just see, let's pick, what is one thing you'd like for me to explain more clearly? So we'll click that as our option. It'll put it up here in our box. We'll click next. That will give us the option to do a couple of different things. Now this question is set up with just a text response, so students just type in their answers, but we can also do a scale of 1 to 7. So students can, if you ask them, maybe how well did you understand this lesson, they can rank it on a scale 1 to 7, how well they understood it. For younger students, maybe you want to use instead reactions that will give you your students emoji reactions that they can use. And then, of course, if you want to create a multiple choice question, you can do that here as well. So students, you can put in your answers you'd like here. If you would like to have an other option, that will allow students to select that and type their own answer in um, as well. And that's an option there. I'm going to click reaction here just so we can see how that works. And of course, students are going to be able to put in text. We also have the option here to allow students to answer anonymously if you like. So if you want to be able to see who answered every question, we can turn that off. We can also save a question to favorites. So if you find a question that you use a lot, we can save that to your favorites and you'll be able to go find that quickly and use it. And we also have some options up here to close. So if I want this to close at the end of the day, I can do that. We'll click finish and that will push it out to my classes. Again, two different options here. So on the Algebra 2 class, students will be able to log into their account, and since I made it available now, they'll be able to see that question now and start answering it. On the right, though, we have our live question going, and there's our first grade. So what my students will need to do there is go to, we can share a link as well. So let's do a click on that. And it will give us the instructions of how to get our students to answer their questions. So students can go to this URL and put in their PIN, or if you click on this your class link here, it will copy a class link, and students can just click on that link if you post it in Google Classroom or somewhere else for them. They can click on it and go ahead and put in their name and start answering the question. Once your students have answered, you'll see responses. We've got one new response in each of these here. For a Connect class, once a student responds, you have a couple more options, again, because your students have their own account. So let's click on that and see what we have. So our first response here is in how well did you understand today's question? So we'll click on it and find. Ziplet likes to do kind of like word clouds, so they'll see these are commonly used words in the responses. Of course, for this, there's only one response, so all of these are pulled from one student's response. That student gave a 5 on a scale of 1 to 7, how well they understood the lesson. And he wrote me a note down here, says, could we please go over factoring binomials again tomorrow? So I have the option now to reply to that, or give that student a thumbs up, say, yes, we'll go back over it tomorrow and help you understand it a little bit better. So that is Ziplet. I hope you can find great ways to use it in your classroom. I think this is a really cool tool to be able to use as you are trying to get feedback from your students and trying to understand what's going on with them. This can be a quick exit ticket type idea, or a quick just a brain check as you're coming in. How's your day going? Of course, you can also ask um, questions that are more focused on content and see if they understood the topic there. So I hope you can find a great use for this. Can't wait to hear from you about it, and I hope you have a great day.